What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the Persian Wolf Hadichoopan, about 5 weeks out from this year's Mr. Olympia. So Hadi's arms, especially the biceps on him, they are looking so outstanding this year. And with Samson Dauda coming in a bit downsized, especially based on the guest posing, as these guys are chasing more conditioning, his arms were looking a bit smaller in that guest posing that he just did. So Hadichoopan and the Mutant, they're gonna have the biggest arms in that first Olympia call out. So it's gonna be very interesting on whether a guy like Hadichoopan, he changes his game plan after looking at the most recent guest posing of Samson Dauda. Because after losing the Olympia last year, it kind of seemed like that the plan for Hadichoopan for this year, that was to come in a bit heavier, a bit bigger, more muscular. But the fact that Derek Lunsford won the Arnold against Samson based on bare conditioning, and the fact that Samson Dauda is also chasing more conditioning, will Hadichoopan also go for a bare conditioning and a more detailed version? So Hadi, as per last Olympia placings, he's the second best bodybuilder in the world right now. So Hadi is chasing Samson Dauda. So will it make more sense if Hadi tries to come in more bigger than previous year, but at the same time brings that hard grenade-like conditioning that he is always known for? Or maybe just try and duplicate that same Arnold Ohio look from last year? Because we can all agree that no matter how hard and dry Samson Dauda gets and how much they push for conditioning, he cannot have the same detail like Hadichoopan does. I mean, nobody can. Because genetically, his skin just isn't that thin and he just doesn't have that kind of skin quality. So if Hadi is to get back his Olympia title this year, he has to bring his all-time best. I mean, that is the reason why he skipped this year's Arnold and a big paycheck. I mean, that was $500,000 in the prize money, and he missed that opportunity to go for the Olympia title. But the fact that the prize money for the Arnold next year, that is again going up, and that too by $250,000, then Hadi might jump back into the Arnold next year and aim for his second title too. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. Next up, we have an update from Nihat. So many people already considering him the next guy in line to be the next 212 Olympia champion. Of course, once Keon Pearson decides to switch over to the men's open bodybuilding. And we know eventually that is going to happen. So Nihat hasn't skipped a beat since beating Angel Calderon, and that was at Dubai Pro Show this year. And he has been making continuous improvements in his physique, and the man is already looking way denser and way more rounder. So for a guy who is just 22 years old, it's gonna be such a huge accomplishment if he gets compared to Keon Pearson, if he places second at the Olympia this year, and that too on his Olympia debut. But for that to happen, first, he has to get past Sean Carida. And not just him. We have guys like Lucas Garcia and Middleman. And chances are they're also gonna be in the mix. And for the record, Angel Calderon never beat Sean Carida in any of the 212 Olympias that these guys have done together. Now, I know Nihat has some advantages over both Angel Calderon and also Sean Carida. Like for instance, he's a wider guy. Shoulder to shoulder, he has that crazy amount of width, not to mention that small waistline. He has some of the best aesthetics in the entire 212 as of right now. Plus, nowhere in his physique does it reflect that this guy is just 22 years old, and that is speaking in terms of the density and the muscle maturity, because the man has it all. So he was 212 pounds on the dot for this year's Dubai Pro Show, and that might be the only issue that Nihat might have to face while he stays in the 212, because his body has put on muscle at such a fast pace, and if he continues to grow like this, it's gonna be very hard for him to make that 212 weight cutoff. So the open bodybuilding, that might be the only future for him. But as of right now, that doesn't seem like a problem. So the 212 isn't just as popular as Classic or the Men's Open, but this year we're gonna have one of the most exciting top 5 in the 212. Because we have so many guys fighting for that second place.
get his visa?
Not yet. Not yet. This
Man,
it said September 3rd is some kind of deadline.
Next up, we have an update from Behrouz Tabani. So, if he would have gotten any positive news about his visa status, then that news would have already been circulating all over the bodybuilding media. But Milos is quote saying that the 3rd September, that was the deadline, and there is still no news. That once again raises some serious concerns. That is this gonna be the 4th consecutive year where Behrouz Tabani won't be able to compete at the biggest bodybuilding stage in the world, despite qualifying? Because Hadichoopan as of right now hasn't arrived in the US either. So hopefully that deadline gets extended. But that being said, what a tragic experience it would be for any athlete who is suffering just because of his nationality. And just looking at the most recent updates from him, and these ones are from today, the man is so ready to step on the stage in a week or maybe 2 weeks time. So Behrouz Tabani can cause some serious trouble in that Olympia top 6 this year. But it is simply too bad that he has been unable to compete with any of the top Olympians other than William Bonac and Tonio Burton. And he has comprehensively beaten William Bonac and Nathan D'Asha too, and that too multiple times. So the guy 100% deserves to be on the Olympia stage, and there is no exaggeration in saying that he's gonna be in the top 6. So he looked pretty damn awesome standing next to Andrew Jacked in that pose down that happened in Dubai. So the entire world of bodybuilding desperately wanna see Behrouz Tabani on the Olympia stage. The man has already suffered enough. So for Hadichoopan, his visa was rejected 2 times, and this is Behrouz's 4th year qualifying for the Olympia, and it's still looking very uncertain. Next up, we have a 5 weeks out physique update from Regan Grimes. So that right there is an amazing most muscular shot, and his chest is also looking very much filled out. And we know the chest has always been his biggest weakness because it kind of flattens out when he opens up for that front double biceps or the abs and thigh. So great condition for 5 weeks out, and the man is already looking pretty much ready. So Regan and Rafael Brandao, they are very comparable, and Rafael was top 8 last year at the Olympia. So him dropping out, that is a great opportunity for Regan Grimes to grab that spot. And truthfully, Regan wasn't even looking at Brandao as his main competition. He wants to place top 6, and that only means one thing. The man is ready to battle with guys like Martin Fitzwater, Andrew Jacked, possibly Behrouz Tabani and Tonio Burton too. And then we have guys like Brandon Carey and William Bonac. So what Regan said, that was absolutely true. That some guys, they can come in a little bit off, and that is going to be enough for him to sneak past them. The thing is, that happens every year. People coming off. But at the same time, Regan also came in off multiple times this year. So he has to make sure he is 100%. So the plus point for Regan is his back. That is one of the best back in the entire men's open at the moment. And he can be very competitive even among the top 6 from the back. And the man is looking very promising 5 weeks out. So the biggest change this year in Regan, that is the mentality. He has finally started to believe in himself. Now he wasn't able to beat either Michael Krizo or William Bonac. So if he comes in off, he won't even be in the top 10. Next up, we have an update from Ramon Dino. So striations on his shoulders, feathers on his triceps, and that too with another 5 weeks to go till the Olympia prejudging. So Ramon this time isn't playing around, and if he picks similar or maybe better than the Olympia 2023, he's gonna be a very strong contender to win this year's Classic Physique Olympia title. So there is one major difference between him and the other 2 guys, Terrence and Mike, who are being considered the biggest title contenders for the Olympia this year. So Mike already competed this year at the Arnold, and Terrence also did 2 shows, the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. And Ramon, on the other hand, he took the entire year off, and he's just focused on bringing his 100% for the Olympia too. So he's gonna be 100% fresh, and that can make all the difference in the world, because all these guys are literally so close. So any one of them can win it on their given day, depending on how the peak goes. So Ramon was very competitive against Chris Bumstead back in 2023. He was able to beat C-Bum in the back double biceps, And Ramon has the best set of abs out of all of these guys. So statistically speaking, Ramon has beaten Terrence 2 out of the last 3 times. So let's see how the Olympia this year goes. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.